People who let their mom count to 0, what happened after? Everything goes black and the last thing I see is my mother's slipper speeding toward me. It's funny how they can make getting hit by fuzzy pink slipper feel like getting hit by a Mack truck. Ah, la chancla. She's currently on 11,125,809,806,842,624. I'll let you know if she ever gets there. If anyone needs a reference, that's half 50. If your mom counts one number every second, and has been halving the fraction each time, she hasn't even been counting for a full minute yet. Pussies. My mom started at 0. 0 immediately punches you. Badass. She was bluffing, but only the first time. Well, if the comment section is any hint of what happened, she was counting again so you wouldn't run away as she grabbed the wooden spoon. Wooden spoon impact. Edit, I see a lot of people asking if I'm Italian, Irish or even Polish. Nope, American, but the art of the wooden spoon was taught through many generations in our family. I'm just thankful I never got the belt. Horribly slow murder with a spoon? In my story, my mom pulled out a wooden spoon and hit the table with it to be very menacing. Unfortunately for her, she hit the table hard enough that the spoon snapped and the round part went flying off. My sister and I, 2 years apart, burst out laughing and my mom couldn't help but laugh too. I don't honestly remember her using/threatening a wooden spoon after that. Oh lord, she come in. I'm just piggybacking off this comment because it was literally an oh lord moment. My mum is quite deaf, about 85% of her hearing is gone. Well, around the time it first started to fade she was in a foul mood. She screamed at me to tell my cousin to come downstairs and come and eat. As I turned and said okay and she could not read my lips, I just heard her scream from behind me. I said go and get your cousin. As she opened the freezer door, pulled out a frozen loaf of bread and launched it directly at my head. I woke up about 90 seconds later with her sobbing on top of me and with a pounding headache, and she never hit me again. We also got McDonald's after. I'm gonna count again. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.5, 1 1/4, 1 1/8. Hardest thing as a parent is following through on punishing these kids you love more than anything else in the world. My ears are still ringing. Seriously, I got a minor case of tinnitus. 100%. It was my grandma because mom didn't give warnings like that. Grandma is tiny, so we didn't worry. Normally we would step in line at 2. Once, sound 13, I decided to stand my ground and her little arm made contact with the side of my head with the speed of a timber rattler. That day was rough. We learned that running from her was much more effective. Then, she learned that we were not worthy of warnings. Just say more. She started counting to negative numbers. I think mine did fractions. 1/2. 1/4. Yes. Came for this. Not my mother, because she rarely disciplined me and my siblings, but my grandma, oh no. When I went to 0, I got her classic little old Asian lady move, a sock filled with pennies thrown at me at speeds I never thought possible. Shit hurted. Every time your kids swear, out a penny in your sock and soon you'll have a weapon to be. That sounds straight up prison style beating. I had my sister's Hello Kitty belt imprint left on my ass. I see this as an absolute win. Ass and pussy? What a bundle. Half of my respiratory organs were destroyed. Plus ultra? Mom, why do you think I'm mad? Me, because I am here. I'll never know. She got to 7 and, being the resident smartass, I said oh cool, showing off again. Mom? That went real well for me. I think it was a fair enough question. Seriously, what number was she aiming for / or what number did she start at? I'm assuming she said she was going to or coming from 10. And that's a hilarious response. Tried it once. She gave a defeated sigh, then chuckled. Then she said something like, "You're getting too old." That was the day I became a man. I'll never forget my 32nd birthday. My grandma spanked a friend of my mom and dad's for chasing us through her garden. She called his name, he came over, she said turn around, and whipped his ass in front of his wife. He was 35. Never chased us through the garden again, and he loved telling that story. I'm 31 on Sunday. I have a lot to look forward to, apparently. Bold of you to assume that they are alive to tell their story. Yes, I am actually dead right now. This is Reddit, not a Ouija board. A Luigi board? The chase of a lifetime that ended in a red-hot posterior. She was paddling me with a small, handled wooden cutting board, but it split along the grain and I made the mistake of laughing, so she grabbed a wooden spoon. Red-hot chili posterior. She reset me to the factory settings. A hard reset, as we called it. She smiled and embraced me. "You've passed the test," she said. "You are a man now." The next day I woke up and I was a plumber with 20 years experience. Did you befriend a royalty with bunch of chain-smoking tiny guys with mushroom hats afterwards? What? She said my full name and threatened to count down from 5 next time. Having your full name being said is terrifying. Even more when you are Latino and have 4 names. It just lasts longer. I always know exactly how much shit I am in from how much of my name is used, just shortened first name. All okay, nothing to see here. Full first name? Slightly concerned, nothing, I can't talk my way out of first name and surname. I am in for a bollocking, be prepared and take it like a man. First name, surname and middle name. Run, you are well and truly fucked. I am 43 years old, by the way. She yelled my name real loud. And Daddy said, "Why don't you ever do that for me?" Same. She slapped the soul out of my body and it ricocheted back in me. Glad this story had a happy ending. I woke up in the back of a wagon heading to Skyrim. Hey, you. You're finally awake. You know what a Switch is, and I'm not talking about Nintendo. Explain, my uncultured asshole doesn't know. There are many Switches. Care to explain what Switch? Moms never get to 0. There's fractions out there you can't even imagine. 1 and 9/2. You and I had different moms. 0 meant ground zero after she got there. The Big Bang. Isn't that how you were made? You are fucking done, followed by my entire name, with emphasis on my middle, followed by an ass beating I still remember 15 years later. That moment when mom looks at you and says, "Oh, you done fucked up." Weaklings, my mother would count after I was already whooped to give me time to stop crying or I'll be whooped again. Stop crying, or I'll give you something to cry about for real. Haha, my mum did that too, and even that sniffle counted as still crying. I never got in trouble, but my sister did. She let my mother count to 0, she just got shouted at. My sister ran upstairs crying. Goddamn, her mum didn't even need a wooden spoon. Let's hope other mothers don't learn the ancient arts. It hurt until 2005. But I felt like a special someone in 2006. My mom went from 0 to 60 in 1.9 seconds. My mom counted up. And if I wasn't making moves, she suddenly became a sloth. Uni E2, you better move your butt, 2.5. I was a pussy, I never let her get to 3. Joke's on you, she can't count that high. This is Alex's mother here posting. I'm posting on his behalf as I counted to 0. He did not survive. Hol up. F. I let her divide by 0 once. A black hole opened up and all hell broke loose. Heck. Sorry, mom. Your mum's a robot? You should have programmed a try-catch for when she divided by 0. R/5th world problems. I got a privilege taken away. After that would come immediate buyer's remorse. I'd do whatever it was she had wanted me to do in the first place, cry and beg. And I never, ever got her to reverse her decision. My mom's a tough cookie. And it took me way too long to catch on lol. I guess I wasn't exactly the brightest child. No one who let their mom get to 0 is around to tell the tale. Am I the only one whose mom counted to 3? No, my mum did that too, as does my wife with our kid. Is 1, 2, 2.5, etc. mainly a UK thing, or where you said mom, but there we are. Nope, and every mother I know, if they count, it's up to 3. Subscribe for more hot Reddit takes in your inbox, guaranteed.